Um, we want to thank you all for the gifts that you've made to Kapiolani Community College to help endow a scholarship in Jennifer's name. So what that means is that scholarship's going to stay forever, and it's going to be invested and pay out annually to help students. Thank you for selecting Kapiolani, and in that way, students can graduate and then go on to our four-year institutions. Deep breath, sorry. Okay, I'd like to share with you that the program that the Ozawa family selected was for returning students, and today, this evening, we have our very first recipient, Grischa Friel, and we asked Grischa to come and share a little bit about how the scholarship she received is helping her. Ready?
Okay. Oh, sorry, not after I ate. I'm gonna just scooch away. I'm so sorry. I get very nervous in front of crowds. I'm only used to talking to my children at home, so I apologize in advance. But hello, everyone. My name is Grischa Friel, and I'm a 30-year-old first-generation college student. And I just completed my prerequisites, and I'm planning to apply for the nursing program over at KCC. I am happily married to this massive Hawaiian guy from Kahalu, and I'm a proud mama of 4 little kiddos. I have a 10-year-old boy, Kazin, who is the sweetest, most thoughtful boy ever. He's actually who I blame for tricking me into having 3 more kids because I thought they would all follow his footsteps. But I was wrong. Because next came my one and only girl. Her name is Kalex. She's a 7-year-old firecracker, very headstrong, very determined, very outspoken, and very stubborn. And then I have my last 2 boys, Castiel and Caesius, ages 3 and 1. I call them my COVID babies, not because we got COVID, but because they were born during such a strict time. And I don't know what it is about being born in a time where there are such strict rules, but those 2 have absolutely no sense of the word rule in our house. I am the third of 4 children and am the daughter of Micronesian immigrants. My mom is from a small island called Pohnpei, and my dad is from another island called Chuuk. And they brought our family here back in 1994 when I was 2, and we've lived here ever since. I came from very humble beginnings and never had much growing up. My parents were very strict, old-fashioned people who tried their best to raise us while also trying to navigate in a new country. Excuse me. During my junior year of high school, my parents separated, and I immediately started working to help my mom and my little sister. UH Manoa was always my first plan, but because all of that going on during high school, it did take a toll on my grades. So I planned to go to KCC afterwards to complete the prerequisites and try a hand at the nursing program. But due to cultural differences, because I had obligations, I wasn't able to go into KCC right after high school. So I put that on the back burner and helped my mom and my little sister from there. And then in 2014, I planned to return to school. But just when the semester was going to start, I began having frequent, what I thought at the time were migraines, But after an ER visit and a CAT scan, I found that I had a brain tumor on the lower right side of my head. So I had to go in for surgery. And with all of that going on, that was another setback for me. So the more years went by, the more discouraged I felt returning to school. I just always thought to myself, oh man, I'm so old. I'm gonna be surrounded by all these high school young kids, like very sharp-minded. It was just very discouraging at the time. So in 2017, I got a job at Straub Medical Center in the electrophysiology department as a receptionist, and that's where I thought was going to be my closest that I was going to get to working in healthcare, which is what I always wanted to do. But a year later, I was promoted to clinical operations coordinator for the cardiology department, where I spent the next 3 years. And there I got to work with a lot of amazing physicians and staff, and it kind of ignited the fire back in me that I wanted to return to school and really pursue a degree in healthcare or nursing. In 2021, the pandemic seemed to be getting worse, and our family, or my little family, we didn't really have options for childcare. So me and my husband decided that I would quit, or be a stay-at-home mom and homeschool my two oldest with my two little crazy ones on the side. So that in itself was a lot of work, but it was then that he also encouraged me to return to school since everything was online, and I did. And he worked a lot of overtime to put me through the first year while taking care of all of our regular bills. And with the increase in all these food and gas prices nowadays, being a one-income household was really difficult for us. So I actually was going to scratch taking my 2 summer courses off of the list because I knew that it was going to be another burden on my husband. And just when I was about to do that, I received an email talking about a non-traditional student scholarship. And at the time, I didn't even think of applying for scholarships because a lot of them were for fresh out of high school students, or they're either for fellows. I didn't realize that there were specific scholarships made for people who took a break from school, like I did. So I was really, really excited about that. So at that point in time, I applied for the scholarships and I crossed my fingers. And May 17th, I got an email from Mrs. Sakawe from the program telling me that I actually won the scholarship. And at that time, I just felt like a really huge burden lifted off of my shoulders, and I was incredibly thankful for that, because I was able to tell my husband that he wouldn't need to pick up more shifts just to put me through my summer classes. And I did. I started to cry, and my 3-year-old comes in the room and he's like, "Oh, Mom, your homework's hard." So I didn't explain to him, but when my husband came home that night, I told him that I received the scholarship, and I actually didn't realize until today that I was the first recipient. But when I told him, I could see the stress, just lift off of his face, and that was really priceless. So I wanted to come here today to thank you and your family. I didn't know your wife personally, but with that beautiful eulogy and the beautiful slideshows, I really feel like I truly know her, and I can just tell by how humble and kind and beautiful your family is that you guys were just a great bunch. And when I do get my bachelor's degree in nursing, I hope you folks know that I will be thinking of you guys, and I will forever be grateful for you guys for your part in my journey. And I'm gonna probably call you guys when that happens to invite you guys to my graduation. But thank you guys. I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much.